with our presentation, Dr. Eva Tuba, Trinity University, USA. Eva Tuba, Assistant Professor of Computer Science at Trinity University, San Antonio, is listed among Stanford University's top 2% most influential scientists from 2020 to 24 and is this year's ACM Women's Rising Star Award recipient. Author of around 100 scientific papers, she serves on editorial board and scientific committees of various journals and conferences. She is a member of IEEE, ACM, AMS, SIAM, and SCRS. Professor Tuba holds degrees from the University of Belgrade, John Naisbitt University, and Dunham University. She has participated in EU cost action research on optimization algorithms and completed a postdoc at Southern University of Science and Technology, China. She has taught AI, image processing, optimization, programming, and mathematics at multiple universities. Her research focusing on AI, deep learning, neural networks, and nature-inspired optimization. I invite you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this conference. And I want to congratulate organizers for organizing such a great events. Same as Professor Milan Tuba, I am on the opposite side of the earth. I'm at Texas in San Antonio, and it's a little bit less early than before. So without further ado, I will share my presentation and start with the talk. Hope you can see my slides now.
Yes, ma'am.
So my talk will be a little bit a practical usage of everything that we heard so far. So it's artificial intelligence and particularly applied for automated optimization. We already heard from Professor Milan Tuba that these two, artificial intelligence, digital images, and optimization, those are great tools, powerful tools for solving many different problems, real-world problems. These two powerful tools, they can also be combined to make each other better. So this specific talk is focused on using artificial intelligence, including convolutional neural network that we mentioned, for automated optimization, specifically for automatic algorithm configuration and automatic algorithm selection. So optimizational problems, the ones that are of interest nowadays are the hard optimizational problems that there is no known way, a fast way to solve them. So the goal is to find an optimal solution without knowing actually many different properties of the algorithm. So we are basically touching in dark. We don't know how the function looks like, and we are trying to find where is that global optimum. And in recent years, swarm intelligence, nature-inspired algorithms, swarm intelligence algorithm, they showed a great quality in solving such a problems. So we have nowadays a lot of these kind of algorithms, optimizational algorithms, including evolutionary algorithms, swarm intelligence algorithm, and different strategies for solving these hard optimizational problems. And why do we have that many algorithms? It's because of the no free lunch theorem. That is basically stating that there is no single best optimizational algorithms that will outperforms all other algorithms for on all problems. That's why nowadays there is over hundreds of algorithms that are using different strategies to find a solution for the problem. So all these algorithms, they have a common structure, or they have exploration and exploitation operators. So in most cases, we talk about population iterative optimizational algorithms, where through iterations, there is a population of the solution that are changed using specific equation with the goal to find better and better solution and finally finding, hopefully, the global optimum. These algorithms, they are different in those exploration and exploitation operators. And each algorithm that was proposed and published and used nowadays has its own good sides and bad sides. And also for certain types of the problems, one algorithm will outperform other algorithms, while for the other problems, it will have really poor performance. So we are in the field, we do have knowledge or tools or idea which algorithm will work for which problem and how to do a little bit of, let's say, empirical experiments at the beginning to see and to try to guess what is the best algorithm for a specific problem, and then to try to fine-tune the algorithm for the problem that we are trying to solve. However, that is not a situation for people outside of the field. And as we said, this is the area this is the research area that is applicable to many, many different fields, from medicine, autonomous vehicles, and agriculture. So those people have no necessarily knowledge of optimizational algorithms, what are the parts of the algorithms, how to use, how to analyze, what empirical experiments to run to get an idea. So automatic algorithm selection is something that is extremely important for usage in real world applications. And the idea now in the area is to use, as everywhere, to utilize AI in order to solve some of the problems that we have. And in this case is automatic algorithm selection. So this process is, let me just remove this. So this process of algorithm selection has several steps, and also it has several issues that we are working on. So the first problem is how to select a good problem portfolio, because we need to define problems. That is the first step. How to define problem. When we have optimizational problem, it's a function, and we are trying to minimize or maximize that function. But how do we represent that to a machine learning model? What are the features that we use to explain the problem? Second is, how do we represent an algorithm? Which parameters, which features do we need to use and to describe algorithm? And then when we have proper algorithm representation and proper problem representation, then we can use AI and machine learning models to combine those two and to predict algorithm performance for a specific problem. And based on the prediction of the quality of the algorithm, we are performing also algorithm selection. So there are a lot of open issues in this area that is a really hot research topic in this time. When we talk about selecting data, it is how diverse and representative the problem set that we are using is. Because as I said, when we use real-world problems, we need to have some reference in benchmark functions that we can compare to, and we say this algorithm work good on this problem, and this problem is similar to our problem that we are trying to solve. So we need to have diverse and representative problem set that can mimic the real world problems from different applications. The second problem is, how do we compare algorithms? When can we say that one algorithm outperformed the other algorithm? What was done so far is usually we use the simple statistic like average performance or combined with standard deviation. And those are the singular metrics that could be misleading because depending where the algorithm, if they are stochastic algorithms, so we need a little bit more information about the algorithm so we can fine tune it for a specific problem. And if we just know the average performance on certain problem, we don't have enough information to know if we need to improve exploration or improve exploitation, or what part of the algorithm should be tuned, changed, adjusted, and so on. And when we take all this into account, here is what is done so far in the field. So we can use machine learning for benchmarking, basically for creating a good representative problem portfolio. In this area, there are several benchmark suites that are commonly used when we propose new algorithm or we propose improved algorithm. That benchmark data set of the function is used to test. We run the algorithm on 20, 30, 50 different functions, and we see the performance of the algorithm and compare to the performances of the previous algorithms. It's similar to the NIST data set from for machine learning for digital image classification. It's something that those functions are everyone using, and we can use for comparing our algorithms. Now, these benchmark suits, they are created with an idea of being diverse and covering as many possible scenarios from real world, but they're very limited in number. There is maybe 50 of them if we combine all these benchmark suits, and they are proposed different modification to this function that we can use to mimic different scenarios, to combine two functions, to shift them, to scale them. And the idea is that algorithm should be good on those changes. If it performs well on one version of the problem, it should perform well in others, which usually is not the case. And that has to be included in automatic algorithm selection. So the general idea is we have two parts. One part is selecting problem portfolio, selecting functions, and of course, describing those functions, those optimizational functions. And the second part is algorithm portfolio, so collecting algorithms and representing those algorithms with features and combining those two using machine learning models, using these data as training data. We are trying to create a framework that will be able to predict quality of the algorithm, and with that to suggest what is the good algorithm for the problem that we are currently working on. So this is one of the ideas of selecting diverse data or functions using performance metrics of different using different features of the algorithms of problems, and clustering based on the position, clustering those problems based on those features. And then we can say, as you can see here, this red cluster here, it's those problems number 2, 21, 22, whatever they are similar. And if we have a problem, new problem, unknown problem so far, unseen here, that has features that belongs to this cluster, then we can say that all algorithms that performs well on this cluster of problems will perform good on the new problem. Ideally, in ideal world, we would have a ideal situation where one algorithm will be the best for one cluster, the other algorithm would be the best for the other cluster, but that is not the case. Usually inside of one cluster, we have several different algorithms that perform either equally well, or there are significant deviations in how good they perform on different problems from the same features, which tell us that the features used for representing these problems are not necessarily the best descriptors of the problems. That's why this is still an open issue. What are the best features to describe problems? And currently what we are doing, we have some of the manually and let's call them explainable features that we can use for describing problems. And we will see an examples in a minute. We use those features to describe problems. Then for algorithms, we usually divide them in some modules in meaningful whole parts that we can either include or exclude from the execution. And we create so-called modular algorithms where for features are those modules, and we are basically deciding should we turn on or turn off certain modules. And then we use machine learning model. We represent problem with features. We try different combinations. Again, we are choosing which parts to be turned on, which parts to be turned off with different machine learning models. And when we combine that, we are getting the prediction of the quality of the algorithm. So a little bit more about the problem features, what was done so far. So there we can divide problem features into three large categories: exploratory landscape analysis, topological landscape analysis, and feature based on deep learning. Basically, we said when we have an function, a thing that we need to optimize, it's a black box optimization most of the cases, which means we don't know that this function looks like this. Otherwise, we would easily find the optimum. So the first thing that we can do sampling. So what we do is we generate several random solutions. We calculate what is the value of the objective function at this point. And then we estimate and we fill out the gaps between two samples, basically. That is, and then how do we fill up those gaps? That is the research problem. Then that is the simplest one. Then we can go a little bit more sophisticated, and we can use this as part of the exploratory landscape analysis. They're called ELA features. Basically, the idea is how do we generate points? We generate two sample points. We find a linear combination of those 2 points, and then we find what is this blue dot is what we would expect if we just connect these two sample points to be the value of fitness function. But this is actually, the red dot is actual fitness function value. So by using this difference between what we would expect and what the actual value of fitness function is, we can interpolate the missing space a little bit better. We can also use different distribution features, skewness, courtesy. So we sample the points, and then based on those sample points, we calculate some statistical features that can be informative of how our function looks like. Further, with these sample points, we can cluster them, and then we can say where we have clusters, for example, this purple one or red or orange one, this is where local optimas are. And then we can use that as one of the features where they are, or we can just say how many local features do we have, like what is the modality of the problem. Then we can use some cell mapping features. Basically, we can divide our function landscape in certain grids, and then we can try to estimate what is the direction of landscape from one part to another part of the grid. And finally, what is currently the hot topic and what is done here is using AI for automatic feature selection in many areas, including, as you heard, in digital image classification, natural language processing. What was once a really important step in solving the problem, like image classification, feature selection and feature extraction, is nowadays completely not completely, but it's rarely done manually, but we use machine learning models to automatically extract features. And the idea is that we do the same for our algorithms and problems. So the first thing, as we said, we can, as you heard from Professor Milan Tuba, is that anything can be transformed into many things that you wouldn't expect can be transformed in image, and then we can use convolutional neural network. And the same thing, this is the case here too. We can represent our problem as fitness map, so two-dimensional single channel image, and then we can use convolutional neural network that will analyze and automatically extract features from that image. Basically, this is the image where we sample our problem, we generate random solutions and calculate the fitness function value. We represent that here on this image and use that image as input data for convolutional neural network, and the output would be features that we will use to describe the problem. Here, we don't have explanation what the features are. We don't know if that is the number of models, if that is number of peaks, if that is the distribution or whatever. It's just some features that were automatically extracted. And there a lot of work done, including our recent paper that is accepted for World Congress on Evolutionary Computation that is doing exactly that. It's using machine learning models for automatic extraction of problem features, and then we are using modular algorithms and predicting what is the performance of the algorithm, and by choosing the best predicted algorithm, we are performing algorithm selection. And I would finish here soon. This is another method how we can use machine learning models for automated optimization. We use the randomly generated samples as data for this is a DO2 vector, like natural language processor, and then we are predicting high-level properties of problems. BBOB is one benchmark suit that we can use. And based on this machine learning model, these are the reconstructed functions, landscape of the function. So this more vivid colors, that is the real landscape of the function, and this less vivid color is a reconstructed function with using this model. So using the features that are automatically extracted by machine learning model. And as you can see, it's a pretty good reconstruction of the function, because if we do know for this benchmark function the landscape, but the idea is that we don't know. So this is extremely important step in automated optimization. And there are a few more. So of course, the transformers have been used for this problem, and the results are really good, but there are some issues and some things that needs to be explained, which is changing, scaling, translating functions a little bit can make a huge difference. And this is a well-known problem of these deep learning models, that they are very sensitive to small changes, things that would not represent a problem to us. They are completely throwing off the results of the model. So this is the case also here in automated optimization. So these are some of the things that we are trying to work on. And just I will finish with this. This is, as I said, a really popular research topic. This is the project AutoLearn SI. That is the project that started on March 1st in Slovenia, Ljubljana. It's a European Union funded project that will last for 5 years. And that project is specifically made for developing this area and developing courses, developing researchers to continue research on this topic. And as part of this research project, we will have, I'm the chair of that project, we will have free PhD positions starting from October 2025. and 2 postdoc positions starting from July of 2026. So this is just approved. This is just approved, just started project. That this is a really topic of interest, as something that really has a great future in front. Thank you for listening. This is all for me.
Okay.
Let me just stop sharing.
Thank you, ma'am. Really, it was very wonderful lecture, and you have talked about different methodologies in order to select the diverse and representative of the data set. Basically,
Yeah.
feature engineering, yeah, you have talked about the different feature engineering methods, which are very essential right now
Yeah.
for the recognition or classification problems. So, ma'am, you have talked about so many methods like local search features, how to find out the local search features, cell mapping features, features based on deep learning, fitness map features. So many things have been covered in this lecture. So really, it was very wonderful lecture. I may invite all the audience, the participants. You may ask questions over here. You can put your questions in chat box. Audience, please. Okay, ma'am. Well done, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.